Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. Today is Tuesday, March 24th, 2020. And we had a lot more snow this morning. Thank goodness it is melting off. And it was snowing this morning actually, so not a whole lot of fun. I just want to remind everybody before we jump into this video that I will be live streaming tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you would join me then, we're going to give updates on everything and talk about a whole bunch of different stuff. Talk about what you guys want to talk about and that type of stuff as well. So if you would like to join me tonight, I will be on at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So looking forward to seeing you all then. But anyway, so we have overcast skies right now, but again, this morning it was snowing. We had a lot more snow. It's probably low 40s right now, it would be if I had to guess. Things are melting off, and so that's a good thing. I may get out here and do a little more. I might do some raking today. I haven't decided if I'm going to do anything out here or not today, but I might. It depends on how motivated I feel. But anyway, my mom and my sister and her husband stopped out this morning. But I mean, it was snowing and it was too much, to be able to get anything done. So they're going to come back on Thursday, and we're going to get some things squared away on Thursday. So anyway, let's jump into the topic of the video. Talking about a pantry. Why should you have a pantry? What is the importance of having a pantry? And so when I was a kid, I was helped raised by my grandparents helped raise me, and me and my sister, because my mom was living with my grandparents. We actually had 4 generations under one roof at one time when my great-grandmother was alive. And so that was pretty neat, with all the different generations in one house. And it taught you a lot of respect for your elders. Maybe that's one of the reasons I ended up in nursing, who knows. But, but anyway, my grandparents always had a stocked pantry. They had it, the whole time. And so, what's going on, ladies? Is everybody relaxing? So, to me, it was very natural to have that stocked pantry. And, it just, I really didn't know anything different from that. I mean, I can remember, like if my grandmother was out of mayonnaise, she would say, honey, go down and get a jar of mayonnaise. So you'd go down into the basement, and they had the pantry down there, and all the shelving units, and there'd probably be 4 jars of mayonnaise on the shelf. And of course it was Hellmann's, had to be Hellmann's, but so you'd grab your jar of Hellmann's mayonnaise, the one that was in front, and and pull the other ones forward, and that way you always stayed in the rotation, because the newest stuff went in the back, and the oldest stuff went in the front. And then if it was low, if I said, yeah, Grandma, you got one more jar of mayonnaise down there. And she'd be like, okay. And she would walk over, and she had her list, and she would write that on the list that she needed to pick up like 2 more jars of mayonnaise. It was just a really cool system that they had. My grandparents, they had a full-size freezer in the basement that was always stocked full of stuff. They also had another refrigerator, backup refrigerator down in the basement as well. And they had a acre garden. And so, that the memories that I have of that as a kid as well were just, you can't put a price on that. I mean, sitting in the garden, shucking peas, because we were told to pick peas, and you're picking some and you eat some, and you just shuck them right in the garden and eat them right there on the spot. It was absolutely awesome experience as a kid. But they did a lot of canning, and they did a lot of that type of stuff. So it was always fresh fruits and vegetables, and stuff right out of the garden. Again, there was nothing like it. So that to me that was normal. And so when I grew up and I became a young man and I was on my own and had my own place, I always had a stocked pantry. I had the cupboards, and I always had a ton of extra food, and that's what I did, because that was normal. That's what you did. If I wanted to, a thing of raviolis, well, I'd open up my cupboard and I'd have 8 cans of raviolis in my cupboard, and that was long before I ever called myself a prepper. It was just a normal thing to do, because that's how I grew up. I'm going to tell you right now, when Heather gets on her own and goes off and gets married and does that, I guarantee you that child will have a stocked pantry. because that's what she grew up with. We had our shelving units in the old house when I lived in Greece, and we always had stuff down there, and it was just what we did. And so that to her, that's going to be normal. That's how you do things. And so, she will probably follow that same tradition, I would imagine. But it's just like I said, the main reason, well, there's a lot of reasons why you should have a stocked pantry. But probably the biggest one, I think, is convenience. Let's say you decide, okay, it's a Sunday, the weather's not so great or whatever. You say, you know what, I'm going to make chili today. Well, you don't have to run out to the store and get all the fixings to make chili, because you have them all right there in your pantry. And so convenience is a really good reason to have that stocked pantry. The other reason is with what is going on around the world right now, is you don't have to worry about, oh my God, I have to go get this, or oh my God, I have to go get that. A great example, okay? So today my sister, my mom, and her husband showed up. We were going to do stuff out here, but like I said, it was a lot more snow this morning out here. A lot of it's melted off now because it's warmed up. But it was snowing this morning and stuff like that, so they ended up said they're going to come back on Thursday. Next couple days are supposed to be pretty decent, so they're going to come back then. But anyway, my sister says, oh yeah, Jeannie was looking to get corn. There's no canned corn in the store. And I said, well, how many do you need? And she said, well, just give me 2 cans. And I said, all right. So I went to one of my cases of corn, there's 12 in a case, and I gave her a couple of cans of corn, and that's the convenience of having stuff in stock, that you don't have to worry about that. When you're going to make that meal and you're looking to do something, you're not going, oh my God, I'm out of this, and now the stores are out of it and I can't get it, because you already have it. And I like that. It's just a smart thing to do. Again, why do we prep? What is the reason that we do what we do? Because you never know. Oh, I gotta show you this, guys. Up the tree she goes. But that's why we prep. That's why we do what we do, because you never know what is going to happen. And so to be ready for those type of things, that's why we have those pantries and stuff like that. It's just like, okay, the whole scramble for toilet paper, which, trust me guys, I really truly don't get the whole thing with the toilet paper. I didn't have to go out and buy any toilet paper because I was already stocked up. I have a ton of Kleenex as well. I also have paper towels. And I've heard people say, wow, you don't need this and you don't need that. Well, you know what? I like having Kleenex. I like having paper towels. I like having backup toilet paper. And so when I run out, or if I go through one of my packages, because I always bought it by the 30 packs at Wegmans, which is one of our grocery stores up here, if I went through a 30 pack, guess what? I went out and I bought the next 30 pack. So, it's just, I like that convenience. I like being stocked up. And again, in this situation that just happened, I didn't have to go out and get toilet paper and be like, oh my God, I don't have any toilet paper. Like I told you guys the other day, I gave 4 rolls of toilet paper to my ex-wife. So for her and, and obviously Eddie and, her mom and her stepfather, they were out. And it's like, how do you put yourself in that position? I don't get it. I really, truly don't, because I've never done that. I've always had a supply of everything. And you know what? It makes me sleep better at night. Having those supplies gives me peace of mind. And that's another reason to have a stocked pantry. It's peace of mind. It's convenience, peace of mind, knowing if something happens, at least you have some kind of food back to be able to feed your family and yourself. And again, the main reason to get into prepping, and when I became a prepper, after always having a stock pantry and stuff, and I've told you guys this, I've talked about this story. The thing that light switched for me was Hurricane Katrina, and I'm going to tell you what, 10 years from now, if things ever get back to normal, which I'm sure they will at some point, to whatever degree of the new normal will be, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to say, man, because of that whole lockdown that we had in our country and the coronavirus and all that, that's what got me prepping. And that's going to be the reason people get started. And I think that's fantastic. Any event, every time that there's an event, it wakes somebody up. That's a good thing. The more people that we have prepping, the more people that we have getting ready for whatever it may be, that's a good thing. That's one less victim out there. That's the biggest thing for, and I've always told you guys, my biggest goal with what I've done here on the homestead, to teach you that anybody can do this, number one. Number two, trying to teach people to be self-sufficient, to take care of yourselves. I think that's important as well. But the biggest thing is I want you to help yourselves. I don't want you guys to be victims. So if you are prepared and you're ready for those type of things that happen, you're not a victim. You're just like, okay, well, this is why we do what we do. And so, again, just like with the other day with my ex-wife saying to me, thank you for your preparedness. And, it was a real big slice of humble pie for her to eat, to say that. Because, she would rather sit there and laugh and say that I'm crazy. But, now all of a sudden, because of this emergency, I don't look so crazy anymore. So, and you know what? It felt good. That really did. And I'm not going to lie, it felt really good. Because it's like I would never have expected that from her. But again, but the thing is, I'm not the type of person, too, that's going to sit there and hold that over somebody's head and gloat and be a jerk about it. If they need help, and I can do it, then I'm going to do it. That's another reason why I prep. That's another reason why I have a stocked pantry. I've offered to help people before. People have said to me, yeah, things are really, really tight, and I don't have a lot of money for groceries. And if they got kids, and I'll say, hey, come on over, we'll stock you up. I've done that. I have no problem doing that. Because to me, that's why we do what we do too, because we are here to help, to try to make things better for people. So there's a lot of reasons, guys, to have a stock pantry. I definitely want to hear your feedback on this. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Why do you think it's important to have a stocked pantry? And, so I definitely want to hear your feedback. So I hope you like the story about, like with me with growing up. And, it's amazing how things in your life affect how you are and who you become. And one of the things that I will say this too, my grandfather, I loved him to death. He was a hard man, but I loved him to death. Some of the sayings that he would say when I was a kid, and we'd be like, oh, I find myself as an older person now, not that I'm old, but, as an adult, I say those things that he said. And I sit there and I laugh and I go, oh my God, I've turned into my grandfather. So, yeah, but that's not a bad thing. I'm going to tell you what, other than his temper, which he did not do well to control, he was a good man, and he was a hard-working man, and I had a lot of respect for my grandfather. So, but anyway, guys, that's it for now. I'm going to jump off of here, so please do join me tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We will be doing a live stream, and so I'm going to throw that up there for you guys. And we'll talk about all the latest and greatest wonderful things that are happening in our world. And we'll talk about, do we believe that China is doing better, that they're getting better? We'll see. So we'll talk about all those things tonight. So I look forward to that. I enjoy the chats. A lot of great comments and a lot of feedback, which is good in there. So anyway, remember, guys, we are all in this together. That's important to remember. Also remember to hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. It's really important that we tell the people that we care about how we feel. Also remember, guys, STD. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only person that can stop you from getting there is you. That's it. Nobody else. So stay positive. Stay away from that negativity. Somebody just laid an egg. That's what you're hearing in there. Somebody's really raising Cain. They're so funny. So actually I had to show you here. Molly's back up the tree again. But anyway, stay focused, guys. Stay away from that negativity and you'll be fine. I will see you all tonight. I hope everybody's having a great day. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.